My name's Anna Simonovsky and I'm an associate at GML Heritage. I've been involved in the project during the construction phase where GML were engaged to advise and work with the architects on the heritage conservation of the old hospital buildings and to help integrate them into the overall library. The project was challenging at times, I'd have to say, but we're just delighted with the outcome. We think it's a great heritage outcome for the old buildings, and we think that the new library is a stunning piece of architecture and a great asset for the community.
As you can see, we are in the main reception of the library, and the old hospital building forms the principal backdrop to this space. It can be clearly seen within the building, and it is a prominent feature of the building. It is not just an add-on, it is actually really well integrated into the new library. It provides library spaces, study spaces, library admin space, small study rooms, and also verandas that you can look out over the local neighbourhood and back into the site. The new building takes its language from the old building, and the roof gently unfolds from the roof of the old building, as you can see here. From here we can see the layout of the original hospital site. So immediately behind me is the 1913 building, with the original hospital building, this roof that's sloping down behind me. Just beyond that is the nurses' home, and then to the left of the nurses' home you can see a lane coming up. That's Hospital Lane, and it came right through the heart of the hospital site. So we have the 1913 building. I'm standing on the veranda of the 1920s building, which was the addition to the original building. And it's the 1920s building that is being used by the library. The 1913 building we have also done considerable conservation works on, but it is leased so that the income from that building can be used for the ongoing care and maintenance of the library and this larger building. The home units that you can see around us are also on the hospital site. They were built to finance the whole project, but it's actually added to the community of Marrickville, and the library is the heart of the community of Marrickville. I'm now standing on a veranda that looks into the heart of the former hospital site. We're looking towards the new library. Before the library, there were other hospital buildings over in that direction. And running down the middle of the site was a lane, and we have reinvigorated the lane to connect the local community to the new library.
So these are the old bathrooms of the hospital, and they've been turned into small study spaces, and the reason they've done that is so that could avoid making too many changes. So they're pretty well the original size. So you can see inside they've retained the original frosted glass that gave the bathrooms privacy. So it's quite a nice, turned into quite a nice study space. This is one of the original wards in the 1920s ward block, and what they've done in incorporating the space into the library is to keep it as an open space, so you get a feel for what the original room was like. The main difference that they've made is that they've removed the original sort of sanitary ceiling that was part of the ward to expose the timber trusses. And by seeing the trusses you get a feeling of how the building was actually built. So these windows, these old timber joinery windows, have all been retained, and these were spaced out in this sort of regular spacing because they were laid out to suit the arrangement of beds in the wards, so beds were laid out in between the windows.
You can see when you're walking along here that the wards were full of light, so there were high-level windows above the veranda roofs, so verandas ran along each side of the wards, and during the daytime the beds could be taken out onto these big wide verandas. The verandas up on this upper floor have been reopened as part of this adaptive reuse of this building, and people can come out here and and sit and study and read. And when it's fine, it's lovely and sunny here, but as you can see, we get fantastic views over Marrickville. And this is what the patients would have experienced. I've really enjoyed working on this project, and we've been able to work with everybody along the way to come to this amazing outcome.